the great honor and pleasure to stand next to Ronn Nicolli, who is the VP of Lifestyle and the VP of Nightlife at the Resorts World. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me today.
So we had a huge launch this past week. So tell me about it. How did it go?
I think it was a tremendous success. It's the first mega resort to open up in Las Vegas in over a decade. Got to see a lot of faces I haven't seen in a long time. It feels like everyone was kind of on pause the last year and a half. So truthfully, was inspiring in so many ways, career defining for me personally to be part of the project. And honestly, just seeing the energy that was around the property through the weekend, ear to ear, I'm happy, I'm smiling. There's no other way to put it.
So there's been a lot of hard work going into this. What type of leader or collaborator are you when you're coming into a massive project like this? Are you someone who needs to oversee it and you have your hands on deck, or how do you actually lead in something like this?
I think that you have to empower people. You have to give your team autonomy to make decisions. You have to give them opportunities and experiences to learn. Some of my best learning experiences, even over the last couple of years, were maybe the projects that weren't as successful, or maybe the tasks that didn't come to fruition the right way. I like to be hands-on. I like to be there to give guidance. I like to be a leader that listens. But also, I want people to feel that they're empowered to make the decisions and have self-confidence to see something through.
So how did you get into this position? Because you have been in the industry for quite a while. So I know that you come from, you really put in the time and the effort and the work. So kind of take me from the beginning to how you got here today.
Many years ago, I took a job with Victor DuGray and Cy and Jesse Waits over at the Wynn right after it had opened. My first job in the industry wasn't glamorous, but I appreciated the position. I was a flyer guy, so I started out standing on Las Vegas Boulevard passing out flyers, and knew that no matter what was going to be put in front of me, I was going to do the best I could to advance in the company. And years later, Victor and Jesse gave me the opportunity to be one of the leaders of the company. Got to spend 14 amazing years at Wynn, got to spend a brief period of time with Frank and Lorenzo Fertitta on the Palms project, and about 2 years ago, I had the honor of meeting Huey Lim, the deputy chairman for Genting Group, and Andrew Lee, who's the CEO of Zouk Group. And they're the ones who brought me into this project, and under the leadership of Scott Sabella, who is just legendary in the gaming industry in Las Vegas. I really got to learn from these guys over the last 2 years to put me in a great position of success.
So as you're looking back, and I was talking to you coming into this interview, right, in the hallway, and I told you this, I work with my husband 24/7. We've been married for over 20 years. And I said it's very rare to find someone in the nightclub industry or this industry overall to be married for such a long time. So do you mind sharing? Because I'm still blown away. I'm still in shock to what you told me. How long did you meet your wife before you got married?
We dated for a little over a week. And we've been married for about 12 years now, 12 years, 2 beautiful kids, and a successful marriage in an industry where it's sometimes difficult to have success in marriage. So it's been a true testament. And, it wouldn't be that way without the support, Many nights she's going to bed alone because I'm over at the club, and she's the most supportive woman in the world, and I honestly wouldn't be here without her.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Because of your hours, it's very difficult to when you can't be there. So what has been the key to your success? So meaning working the long hours and having a successful family. How do you balance it? And what is your success formula?
It's funny. I would say I probably have quite a bit of work to do on the work-life balance still. Support covers that. My wife plays both roles when she needs to, and has never really given me a lot of external stress. If anything, she helps me deal and cope with the stress of opening and getting to where we are. It's something I do preach to the team, though. Get a great routine, establish a good work-life balance, because I want you to come in and be your best self, and you can't do that if you don't have everything else in your life kind of as in line as you need to. But I'm still working on that, so I would be the last person to tell you I've achieved it, but I'm trying.
Well, with the grand opening, of course, we know that you're going to be working longer hours than usual. So here you are, a speaker over the Nightclub and Bar event, and you've been part of the event for quite a few years. As you're looking today and you were speaking, what are your overall thoughts of the event?
Look, I've been a huge supporter of this event for over a decade. To me, it's an honor anytime they ask me to participate or speak or be part of anything here. I love the questions, I love the interactions. Leaving the speaking engagement, people coming up and having independent questions or wanting to meet. I take it on as a responsibility. I'm, in my mind, first generation where nightlife is a career, and especially coming out of this town, I owe it to the next generation in Las Vegas and beyond to help guide them in a direction of making this a career opportunity. You know, when I first took this job and called home and told my parents I was working in nightlife after finishing a successful college degree in marketing, they thought it was something short-lived. And fast forward, and once you're celebrating 10 years in the industry, it's now a career. And I take that responsibility serious in educating that next generation of understanding that this is a career opportunity for them.
Right on. So my final question for you is your success advice to anyone out there who has a dream, and whether it's kids, you know, going after something that you may feel like is short-lived. What would your success advice be?
You know, I think it's really it's just setting that goal and looking at, it's not where you start, right? Like when you look at it, if I went back, 20 years and looked at day one me, standing out on Las Vegas Boulevard, 115-degree temperature, passing out flyers, well, guess what? That's the same guy who's standing in front of you today, a dual VP of a property, running a nightlife group and having the opportunity to carry a brand that's existed for 30 years and evolve it in a domestic marketplace. So it's not where you start, it's how you focus, it's where you want to be. You got to believe in yourself and understand that on those tough days, just appreciate the good days. Just look to the good days, understand you're going to have tough days and move through it, and honestly have a good support system. I'll reiterate it again, if it wasn't for the support that my wife has given me these last 12 years, we definitely did this together. It wasn't independent.
Definitely one of the most humble men on the Las Vegas Strip. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here and giving your words of inspiration and wisdom, and continued success to you.
Thank you guys. Thanks to you again for doing this.